Lonely most or all of the time. 60% of British employees were lonely at work. And in America, people were so lonely that they're increasingly paying to rent a friend or be cuddled. We've been in the midst of a global loneliness crisis for a considerable number of years, and it's affecting our health, our physical health, as well as, of course, our mental health. And it's really fantastic that you're talking about this today on Mental Health Day. But it's also affecting our physical health. It's as bad for our health, loneliness, as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. And it's costing the NHS over £2 billion a year. And also, as I argue in my new book, threatening democracy itself.
Okay, we'll get onto the political aspect of that in a minute, because that is a really fascinating side of things as well. Esther Rantzen, tell us about Silverline Helpline. This is a very important part of the jigsaw, isn't it?
Well, it is. It's open 24/7. I can tell you its number. Actually, Matt, if you block your ears for a moment, I'll sing the number. 0800 470 80 90. 0800 470 80 90.
What a beautiful voice you have, Esther. My God. You've kept that hidden for a long time. It's very good. Yes.
I should have contributed.
0800 470 80 90. I've got it.
Oh, very good, very good. Yes, there's some people who do media training, and they play me doing that when we launched, which we did on a program on another minority channel called Radio 4. It was on the Today program, and I sang it, and they said, this is exactly the way you make yourself memorable, even if it breaks all the rules. So the reason I sing it is only so that people can remember the number.
Okay.
0800, which is free, 70 80 90, open 24/7.
Okay.
Now, the thing is...
And how much does loneliness come up as an issue?
Always, because it's why the vast majority of people ring us, and it's no respecter of time or place, so it can hit you at 3 a.m, it can hit you on Sunday afternoon, it can hit you on New Year's Day. That's one of our busiest days, and I think loneliness is about loss. I don't know what Noreena thinks, but I think it can be loss of a partner.
And that's what happened to you, isn't it? I mean, you lost your husband,
absolutely,
and then loneliness really struck you.
That's when it hit me. But for some of our callers, it's loss of sight or hearing, or maybe even a driving license or a job, and suddenly you lose your identity. You think that nobody knows or cares about you, and it's devastating.
Noreena, but it's not just the crucial thing about your book, or one of the crucial things, is it's not just the elderly who are being affected by this. It's every generation. And with the younger ones, I think you're suggesting that social media has a lot to do with it too. Noreena?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, yeah.
Perhaps one of the most surprising things in my research to discover how lonely young people are. They're actually the loneliest generation. If we look at 10 to 15-year-olds, even in the UK, half of them are lonely most or some of the time. And social media playing a huge role here, addicting us to their platforms, making us perma-connected yet perma-distracted, together yet alone. And also platforms where so much cruelty and vitriol and abuse thrives. 65% of young UK adults have experienced cyberbullying. Mm-hmm. And experiments that have been done show very clearly that going off social media reduces loneliness.
So you've got a situation where people are already invited to live lonely online lives, together yet alone, as you put it so succinctly. And at the same time, we're being told increasingly that touch, is a killer these days, that, we're having to reduce our social contacts. I mean, this really is a sort of, I hate the word, but it is a perfect storm, isn't it, Noreena?
Absolutely. We are creatures of togetherness. We are hardwired to connect. And what we're having to go through at the moment is going against every single fundamental evolutionary instinct of ours. Touch is such a reassuring emotion. There are lots of feeling. There are studies that show that even the touch, the gentle caressing of your hand by a stranger, massively reduces your stress levels, your blood pressure levels. So we're being deprived, understandably, of course. We're in the midst of a global pandemic. Physical distance, unfortunately, is one of the necessary things in order to keep us safe. And yet we cannot underestimate the cost in terms of how physically and mentally hard this is.